Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RGL Network, just saying hello to everybody out there. Doing a game of Marvel Champions tonight, going to play the final scenario from the core box set. And it's going to be Iron Man tonight versus Ultron, standard Ultron. I've already made a practice run with Iron Man against Ultron. And Iron Man is a hero where you have to be very, very patient. You got to build him up. It takes time. And meanwhile, you got an enemy that's just scheming away or threatening away. And Ultron is pretty tough. So, although I still think Claw is tougher than some of the others, but we'll see what happens here. So we're going to play Iron Man versus Ultron, standard Ultron. So we'll use 1 and 2. So standard Ultron only. And so we'll take a look here. I'll show you here a little bit about him. Ultron, stage 1. After Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down. Engage with user drone minion. And we start with the Ultron drone's environment in play. Each drone minion engaged with the player has a base scheme of 1, and a base attack of 1, and a base hit points of 1. And after a face-down drone minion is defeated, you place that card in its owner's discard pile. So we'll start with the Crimson Cowl. Ultron 1 and Ultron 1 and 2 are used. 1 modular encounter set recommended, which is Under Attack, which we're going to use. So we will utilize the Under Attack modular set to go with it. There. Always have to add stuff, of course. Okay. Try to get everything in there. As I said, I'm sorry, my desk is always not best for these kind of things, but I'm glad if anybody joins me, I'll say hello. So we'll go ahead and shuffle Ultron's set here. So for everybody who joins me, welcome to a game of Marvel Champions. It's December 1st, isn't it, huh? 2022 is over. I can only imagine what 2023 is going to deliver for us. Can only imagine what 2023 will give us. Okay. Put that over there. That doesn't have to be in the position. I could just put that aside. All right, Iron Man. You get +1 hand size for each tech grade upgraded control to a maximum hand size of 7. And we'll start with Tony Stark. And Tony Stark is a futurist. He does have a number of abilities. As I said, Iron Man starts out pretty weak, but he gets stronger. And the starter deck is a little tricky. And there is a card in the starter deck that I put in this starter deck that really wasn't in the starter deck. When I find it, I'm just going to discard it. I'll just discard it. All right. So for those of you who join me for a game of Marvel Champions, welcome. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I happen to love this game. I'm still waiting for card sleeves to arrive so I can do some Spruance Leader when that shows up. Okay, so let's play a little Marvel Champion, shall we? Ultron starts with 17 hit points. Right there. Tony Stark, Iron Man starts with 9. Not much. Not much early in the play, I should say. Not much early in the game. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6. Deal 6 cards first. Strength, keep, War Machine, 2 against the world. This is really not in the starter deck. This actually comes out a little later. I'm going to discard it. And I'll draw another card. Power of Aggression, War Master, Relentless Assault, we will keep. Pepper Potts. Genius, that helps. So it brings out War Machine, Power of Aggression. We really need tech upgrades is what we really need. But allies help early if you don't have tech. I'm going to discard her and get another Power of Aggression. All right, so we got some heavy cards here, but we might be able to do something with it, at least for the first couple turns, so we can build him up. All right, so Crimson Cowl. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Engage with them as a drone minion. So we start with a drone minion right here. And he has 1 attack. He has 1 hit point. Each drone minion engaged has a scheme of 1, attack of 1, and a base hit point of 1. I'll say, okay. As I said, Ultron can be a pain in the butt, but he definitely can. He is beatable. He is beatable. Truly is. You just got to know when to slice him up and slice and dice him. Okay, Tony Stark. We'll start with his turn. Start with him. And look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand. And discard the others. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take... I'm going to take Chase Them Down, believe it or not, over Stark Tower and Uppercut. I've already got a heavy load. All right, so Tony Stark will attack. Tony Stark will go into Iron Man. And what we're going to do with him is Iron Man is going to... Normally he would attack, but we're going to play the Power of Aggression and play Relentless Assault. So deal 5 damage to a minion. If you pay for this card using a physical resource, its attack gains overkill. So it's a quick, and of course, Power of Aggression, double the number of resources this card generates for an aggression card. So that actually takes care of Relentless Assault. So the minion goes away. That's actually 4. That's 1 point of damage to knock out the minion for overkill. So already, Ultron takes some good hits there. Goes down to 13. Then I'm going to play Genius and Strength to put out War Machine. And it's good to have an ally out that quick. And let's see here. And Iron Man will attack for 1, taking Ultron down to 12. War Machine will attack for 2. Puts the damage on him, taking Ultron down to 10. We're going to keep Chase Them Down on the Power of Aggression and end our turn. The only thing is his hand side is only a 1. So because I didn't get any tech. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to get rid of the Power of Aggression because I'm expecting a minion to come out. All right. Okay. So now Ultron's turn. He gets a threat on the Crimson Cowl. He gets a threat. After Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down. Engage with you as a drone minion. So Ultron is going to attack, and we're going to take it. So Ultron attacks with a 2. Ultron attacks with 2 plus 1 is 3. That's this card. Plus 1 is 3. He's going to take it and go down to 6. And down to 6. And we're going to put we're going to go ahead and put a threat on the scheme. Make it 2. And now we get an encounter card, and it is Assault. When revealed, the villain attacks you. Oh, wonderful. Nice to get that quick. The villain attacks you. This time, War Machine's going to have to defend. So, villain attacks. War Machine will defend. So, he does 2 plus boost. Deal 1 damage to each character you control. So, he does 2 plus 2 is 3. But the 1 damage to each character makes him a 4. So, War Machine goes away. And Iron Man still takes a hit. He's down to 5. And now you put the top card of your now after Ultron attacks you. We can't put another threat on the scheme, so we're gonna put down a drone minion for that. All right, so Ultron knocked out War Machine with that nasty card, but it is Iron Man's turn. All right, Iron Man is going to attack for 1. Taking out the drone minion, and we're going to play Chase Them Down. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from the scheme. So that removes the 2 threat from here. At least holds the scheme off for a little bit longer. And he will have to flip. And that's going to end the turn. It's a pretty quick turn, but he gets 6 cards to work with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mockingbird, Gauntlets, Repulsor Blast, Rocket Boots, and Chase Them Down again. Mockingbird is very useful. Okay. All right, so Ultron goes. The threat on the Crimson Cowl. Ultron will scheme. So he schemes for 1 plus 0. Got lucky there, so all he schemes was for 1. And that's a 2 only on the Crimson Cowl. But he gets an encounter card. And the encounter card is Drone Factory. Okay. So we have Drone Factory coming into play. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Engage with them as a drone minion. And place 1 threat here for each drone minion in play. Well, it starts with a threat of 4. Starts with a threat of 4 plus, and I believe that does, that counts that. So actually it's going to be a 5 on Drone Factory, which is not good. We got to take care of that because it increases the strength, increases it there. So that is not good. All right. Okay, so what do we do here? Well, Tony Stark, look at the top of 3 cards of your deck, which we'll do. Supersonic Punch, Mark 5 Helmet, and Nick Fury. I need the tech, so I'm going to keep the helmet and put these 2 down. Tony Stark recovers for 3. Gets him back to 8. Flips. Flips. And we're going to play Repulsor Blast, Combat Training, I hate to do this, but Rocket Boots in order to put down Mockingbird. Mockingbird stuns Ultron. She will attack for 1, taking out the minion. We will play Chase Them Down. After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from the scheme. I cannot save. I don't think I can save the Crimson Cowl, but we're gonna take the 2 threat off of here, even though Drone Factory is the one to worry about right now. Put a threat on her. We're going to play Powered Gauntlets to do the Mark 5 helmet. Exhaust Mark 5 helmet, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So we'll bring this down to 4. Still very weak, though. Just got to hold out until we get more tech. And we'll end our turn. At least he doesn't worry about getting attacked this round. And he gets 2 cards now. Attack Team and Hulk. Hulk is good to have. Problem is, I may not be able to play with him. All right. Ultron. 2 threat go on the scheme due to the drone factory. So 2 get on the screen. Ultron cannot attack. He is stunned. Goes straight to the encounter card. And it is... I got... let's see. Actually, he is not... I have his nemesis in there by accident. He is not supposed to be in there just yet. So give me a second here. Let's see here. Get that out. I got his nemesis in there by accident. I'll reshuffle. Because his nemesis is not supposed to be in there yet, which is Whiplash. So he is out. So go straight to the encounter card, and it is... Yeah, okay. So I go ahead and take out his nemesis card, and then I draw a Shadow of the Past, and I get his nemesis in there. Yeah, okay. The game hates me. So Whiplash joins in, and now we have... I took out the nemesis card because it was put in there by accident, and I draw Shadows of the Past anyway. So Imminent Overload now goes out. This is Scheme. Unbelievable. I cannot believe that just happened. All right, so now I got Whiplash. And since Ultron did not attack, since he was stunned, no threat goes on the scheme, and no drone minion goes into play, which is actually very, very good. But it really doesn't help much. And 4 threat goes on this. Okay. And unfortunately, the cards I got, I can't do anything with because I don't have enough energy. All right, so Iron Man. Let's see what we're going to do here. I got to flip because there's nothing I can do. So the Crimson Cowl is going to scheme out. So Iron Man is going to attack for 1. She will attack for 1. She will attack for 1. We'll attack Whiplash. Putting 2 threat there. Exhaust. Remove the threat from the scheme. That's really not gonna matter where I take it from. And these cards are pretty much useless because they're too expensive. This is where Iron Man can be very tricky. Nothing I can do, right? So end the turn, flip. Now this I can do here something. I can do something here. I'll flip over, look at the top 3 cards. That I can do. The Rocket Boosts, First Aid, and Energy. I gotta discard 1. I'll keep the First Aid and get rid of these 2. And that allows me to do First Aid and Attack Team to bring out Hulk. And Hulk's going to attack for 3, getting Whiplash out of here. That I can do. Gets him out. And we'll draw, and he does a physical resource deal 2 damage to an enemy, and I'll also do 2 more damage to Ultron, bring him down to 8. Now we can end the turn. Okay. Start gets 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Arc Reactor, Helicarrier, Tigra, Attack Team, Power Gauntlets, and Emergency. All right. Well, unfortunately, Ultron is going to scheme out. So, all right, so his turn. 1. It's 1, 2, 3. Actually, gets 3, which automatically schemes. And by the way, it's not cumulative. So, it doesn't. If it's all he needed was 3, it still starts with 0 on the next turn. So the Crimson Cowl schemes out. And we now go to the assault on NORAD. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down as a drone minion. Switch it over. And if and now after placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, each player must choose to either place 2 threat here or put the top card of their deck into play face down, engage them as a drone minion. So now we're on the second stage, but Ultron still gets to scheme. So he schemes for 1. For 1 for the minion, or actually 1 for the Ultron. Ouch. +3 is 4. Yeesh. He puts 4 on the main scheme. The minion schemes for 1. That's 5. That's not good. And we still have to do the encounter card. And the encounter card is Android Efficiency. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Engage with them as a drone minion. So this was not a very good turn. Not a good turn at all for us. All right. As I said, we're already being overwhelmed here. All right. Tony Stark, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand. And we're going to take Mark 5 armor. It's very important, actually. Okay. He does not need to recover. I'm going to play Emergency and Attack Team to put out the Arc Reactor. And then I'm going to play, as much as I really don't want to do this, I'm going to play Mark 5 for armor. All right, hold before I do that. All right, Tony Stark's going to flip. He's going to attack for 1. Get rid of 1 minion. The Arc Reactor re-readies him. And he is going to thwart for... Actually, you know what? He's not going to do that. He's going to thwart for 2 instead. Take this, ready him, and then again thwart for 2. And that will get... that's going to get... I'll take the drone factory out. I got to get the side schemes nullified. Is what he'll do instead. That's what we'll do. Then we're going to do the Mark 5 armor, powered gauntlets, and the helicarrier to put out Tigra. Put out Tigra. And what this is going to do, the Mark 5 helmet removes 1 threat from a scheme. Tigra will thwart for 1. Mockingbird will thwart for 1, which will take her out. And that gets rid of the imminent overload side scheme. That's gone. That's how we'll do that. Hulk is going to attack for 3, taking out 1 minion. And last card is Energy. which deals 1 damage to each character. So that's actually help. However, that's going to give me an encounter card. Deals 1 damage to each character. So Iron Man takes 1. Tigra takes another. Hulk is taking 1 himself. And Ultron takes 7. And hold on a second, guys. What? All right. And that also takes out the minion that was there, because the minion had it. So actually Hulk, that actually helped a little bit. That actually helped a lot, as a matter of fact. Okay. All right. This pretty much ends the turn. So Iron Man will end the turn. And that puts it, by the way, another damage on Hulk, because that does include him as well. Okay, got a shuffle here. And Iron Man gets 3 cards this time. Still pretty weak, but just got to try to hold. Helicarrier, War Machine, and Tac Team. Dang, three cards that I can't play at all. All right. Okay, so. All right. So what are we doing here? All right, it's his turn. He only gets 1 threat on the scheme, so I took out the other 2. 6. He attacks for 2. After Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat in the main scheme. After placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, players must choose either put the top deck of it for a minion. Put a drone minion there. He will attack. Hulk is going to defend. Actually, Tigra is going to defend. So he attacks for 2. Plus 3 is 5. That's an ouch. And that will take care of Tigra. She's out. And we're going to put another drone minion out in play. And the drone minions attack, doing 2 damage. I'm going to let Iron Man take that. Be down to 5. And now we have 2 encounter cards I got to deal with. First encounter card is Rage of Ultron. Ultron attacks you. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. Rage of Ultron. Ugh. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. Well, Hulk is going to defend, so he does 2, 3, 4. No, actually just 2. Does not get the drone minion help. Not until stage 2. So he does 2 plus boost. If the villain is making an undefended attack, choose and discard an upgraded control. It is not an undefended attack. So he does 2 damage to Hulk. So we lose 1, 2 cards, and Hulk is gone. And now the second encounter card is Vibranium Armor. Let's see. Attach to the villain. Force response. The villain takes damage. Give it a tough status card. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 physical resources to discard this card. Ouch. All right. Not looking good for us here. Really not looking good for us, because the cards I got in my hand are too heavy. I can't even use them. All right. What are we going to do here? Well, Iron Man's going to thwart for 2. Because I want to wind up. I think I'm going to have to flip. Arc Reactor readies him. He will attack for 1, getting rid of 1 of these. Remove the helmet, removing another 1 from here. And that is all I can do. I will flip, look at the top 3 cards of the deck. I might be able to bring something out. Relentless Assault, Power of Aggression, and Genius. I'm actually going to take Genius, get that there. I'm going to play Genius and Tac Team to bring out Helicarrier. And hopefully we don't get hurt so bad, and Helicarrier is going to be a help. And end the turn. Now we got 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Avengers Mansion, Supersonic, Repulsor Blade, Nick Fury. Chase them down. I think I did pretty good on that last turn. All right. So Ultron. That's a threat. He does not attack. He schemes. But after placing threat here, you plus 2 threat here, or put the top deck face down. We'll put the face down, drone minion. Ultron schemes for 1. Plus 3. Dang, he's getting these 3 boost cards. 1 plus 3 is 4. And that makes 4. That makes 8. And that's going to scheme out because the minions do scheme. So 9, 10. And wow, we are really not looking good in this one. So Assault on NORAD now goes to 3A, and there really isn't anything I can do on this one. Now I just got to try to knock Ultron out. So Countdown to Oblivion. Each player puts the top card of their deck, plays face down as a drone minion. Threat cannot be removed from the scheme. It's up to you to save the world from nuclear Armageddon. So that needs 5. It needs threat cannot be moved from the scheme. So Countdown to Oblivion. So I got 5 turns to knock him down, but I don't think I'll be able to here. And we got to draw the encounter card, and it is Advanced Ultron Drone. That's a guard. When Advanced Ultron Drone is defeated, the engaged player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Engage with them as a drone minion. So this is not looking good here. Not looking good. I don't know what my mistake was. Maybe my mistake was not putting out tech when I should. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Tony Stark is going to recover for 3. He's got to. So recover to 8. Arc Reactor will ready him. He'll flip. Flip over. Exhaust Helicarrier to make 1 cheaper. First Aid. Repulsor Blast. Avengers Mansion for Nick Fury. Nick Fury can do 4 damage to an enemy. He'll get rid of the Advanced Ultron Drone. He will attack for 2, taking out 1 minion. Iron Man attacks for 1, taking out another minion. Another minion. And I'm going to keep, and it's pretty much all I can do. It's pretty much all I can do here. There's no threat to remove from Countdown to Oblivion, so that's going to end the turn. And I only get 3 cards, so I get 1 more. I'm going to keep the punch and get Repulsor Blast and see if that'll help. Okay. All right. His turn. He gets a threat. Ultron will attack. Nick Fury will defend. And we'll put a drone minion down in place. So attack for 2, plus 1 is 3. Nick is gone. 1, 2 on Iron Man. He's down to 6. On minions. Draw an encounter card. Electromagnetic Backlash. Each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck. For each printed energy resource a player discards this way, that player takes 1 damage. What really hurt me was getting Whiplash into the thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he takes 1. Okay, what do we do here? Well, Iron Man will attack for 1, getting rid of the minion. Arc Reactor readies him, attacks for 1, getting rid of the other minion. Helicarrier makes 1 cheaper. And we're going to use I don't have the aerial trait, doesn't matter. We're going to use Repulsor Blast for free. Deal 1 damage to an enemy and discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed energy resource discarded this way, deal 2 additional damage to the enemy. So he does 1. And how many cards? 5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So he does 1 plus 3, 5, 7. So it does a total of 7 points of damage, which actually knocks out stage 1 Ultron. But that's now, of course, after the villain takes damage, you give it a tough status card, which we will do, but it actually knocks down the stage 1 Ultron, which is very interesting. So this is not going to last long, though. So now he goes to stage 2. And he gets it tough now because I hit him with vibranium armor. So now Ultron's at stage 2. And when Ultron attacks you, put the top card of your deck into play face down, engage with the user drone minion. Until the end of this attack, Ultron gets +1 attack for each drone minion engaged with you. So this just gets worse. And of course, I can't flip over. He's got to stay as it is. And Ultron is now at 22 hit points. And we end the turn. Chase them down and Supersonic Punch don't help me. So we're going to get 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Attack Team, Rocket Boots, and Combat Training. Which doesn't help much either, but all right. Okay, Ultron's turn, gets a threat. Ultron attacks. Iron Man's got no choice, he's got to defend. So let's see here. Ultron attacks for 2. And puts it in drone minion in play. So it's 2, 3, plus 1 is 4. So Iron Man goes down to 1. And then, of course, the minion gets to attack and knocks Iron Man on his ass. Well, that wasn't much fun. And I don't... So that's a loss there. We'll try again. Wasn't much fun. Thing was the what really hurt me was putting in his nemesis, and we will try again. So nobody's watching, I guess, today. All right, that's okay. I know we got the football game on too. I know the Bills are playing the Patriots. It's a big game. I'll admit that. I was actually wasn't really planning on streaming today anyway, but I said, yeah, No big deal. Right. Reset. And shuffle. I see somebody gave me a like. Thank you. One for the blue. Put him back down to 17. So is anybody out there? I mean, nobody's said anything today. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea. I know you guys would have me do inside pitch every single day. Well, I do it every single day when I'm doing in the middle of the season. But I want to play something else. I may do some Pacific War. I may actually be able to do the Pearl Harbor scenario from GMT Games Pacific War. I may be able to do that maybe this weekend. Maybe I might do maybe this weekend or maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. Might be able to do that, possibly. Okay. All right. So we go to that. First, we draw our 6. I know I need tech. So we keep the tech. No. Too expensive. Relentless Assault is good, actually, to have. Power Regression is good. Repulsor Blast. Get those out. 2 more. Strength and Supersonic Punch. Okay, let's try again against Ultron. Second try. So let's see. So Tony Stark looks at the 3 cards of the deck. Energy, Genius, and Hulk. Oh, I'll take Hulk. All right. Tony Stark will sit there. And let's see. Strength to put out Hulk, which is very good. I got to put a drone minion in front, of course. Iron Man. We're going to do Power of Aggression. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for aggression card. Relentless Assault is an aggression, so deal 5 damage to a minion. If you pay for this card using a physical resource, the attack gains overkill. So Iron Man will take out the minion, and that gives 4 points of damage to Ultron. Brings him down to 13. Iron Man will attack for 1, bring him down to 12. Hulk will attack for 3, bringing him down to 9. Down to 9. And then we have to draw, and it is an energy resource, and deal 1 damage to each character. So Iron Man takes another damage, and Ultron takes another one. So the Ultron is already down to 8. That doesn't mean anything. Of course, Hulk takes 2 damage for that. And then we're going to utilize Supersonic Boost to put down the Rocket Boots, which gives us an extra hit point. And you can exhaust Rocket Boots and spend a mental resource to gain the aerial trait, but instead of gain the aerial trait, if you want. I have Repulsor Blast here, but I'm gonna go ahead and in the aerial trait. Repulsor Blast is still a pretty good attempt to attack. So I'm going to keep that card and end the turn. And Hulk can defend us. So he's only got an extra card, and that is Tac Team. All right. Okay. So not bad. So Ultron took some damage early. All right. So threat goes on the scheme. Ultron will attack. And Iron Man's going to take it. I like to save Hulk for another attack. So Iron Man's going to take it. So he does 2 plus 1 is 3. So Iron Man goes down to 6. And we get an encounter card, and it is Assault. The villain attacks you, of course. Iron Man's going to take it again. 2. And after, plus 1/3 of the main scheme, we'll put a draw minion down. After Ultron attacks you, choose to either place the top card of your deck into play face down and gives the draw minion. Put another one down. So he's going to attack for 2 plus 0. So he takes another couple more points of damage, and now he's down to 4. Dragon King joins us again. How good to see you there, sir. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea. I know. As I said, everybody would rather have me do inside pitch every single day. I'm looking forward to the next season. Don't get me wrong. We're in December now, Dragon King. We're 1 month away from the 1988 season. 1 month away. January 1 is the demo game, and January 9th is opening day. Okay, so what are we going to do here? All right, so it is our turn. Iron Man. All right. We're going to do Tac Team and do Repulsor Blast. Deal 1 damage to an enemy and discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed energy resource discarded this way, deal 2 damage to that enemy. I'm first going to attack here and get rid of this minion. And we're going to do 1, and we'll see how much we do to him. So we're going to do a Repulsor Blast at Ultron. So he gets 1, 3, 5, 7. That's pretty good. So he takes 7 points of damage, and he's already down to 1. He's already down to 1. That's pretty good. And in this case, he's down to 1. So Hulk will knock him down to the second stage already. Question is, do I want to do that? Where Aaron would have gotten earlier, been looking Marvel Champ. Do you use card sleeves? Yes. As you can see, all my cards are sleeved. I use Dragon Shield card sleeves. I use Dragon Shield card sleeves. I use the matte sleeves. I followed Dale the Casual Gamer's way. I use matte sleeves for when the back of the card is just a card back. So you can see here in the light, you can see that that's matte right there. How it has some graining and all that stuff. Okay, but when you have cards that are both sides, I use clear for those. So I use clear and matte for those. All right. So question is, do I want Hulk to knock Ultron out into the second stage already? Yeah, I guess I do. Really. I know I have the minion here, but because if he does 1 damage to Ultron, it won't matter. So Hulk is going to go ahead and knock Ultron in the next week. So just like that quickly, Ultron is knocked into stage 2. Now that's actually pretty good, and I did that before the Crimson Cowl did it. So that's that. So Ultron now already at stage 2. Now we draw, and it is a physical, and he says deal 2 damage to an enemy, and he's going to knock out the minion. That is not bad. That's a pretty good turn. That's a pretty good turn. We'll flip. I'm going to let him scheme out now because now he's already in stage 2. So I'm going to let him flip and let him scheme out. And we will end the turn. He gets 6. 1, 2. Let's see. Chase them down. Tiger, Pepper Potts, uppercut. Chase them down. Empowered gauntlets. All right. Yeah, sleeves have been one of the most. Might settle on Game Genix instead of Dragon Shield. Game Genix are good sleeves. They're good too. Dragon Shield to me are the best. At least in my opinion, I think they're the best. They handle shuffling very well. They can take a lot of punishment. I have a whole bunch of them, so I'm constantly ordering some more. I mean, I order some clears for Sprue and Sleater, but Dragon Shield to me seems to be the best sleeves to use. They just have very good quality. But Game Genix is cheaper, yes, but their quality is good too. You can't go wrong with Game Genix. All right. All right, so that's our turn. So Ultron goes. So Ultron already in stage 2. So Ultron gets a threat. And Ultron will scheme, which I don't have. So scheme for 2, 0. So he schemes automatically getting the next set. So now we go to Assault on NORAD. Each player puts the card down with their own minion. And now this is the main stage right here is Assault on NORAD. This is the one you really got to do. And Ultron right now is at 22. Is at 22. Okay. So he schemes there. We get an encounter card, and it is Advance. The villain schemes, of course. So he schemes for 2. For 2, plus 1 is 3. So now he's already gotten NORAD at 3. Okay. The minion only schemes on the minion's turn, I believe. I do not believe the minion. Let's see here. Just double check. Villain and each engaged minion activates 1 per player in player order. But this was the villain scheming, not everything, not including the minions. Okay, so let's see what we do here. All right. We're already in stage 2, but that doesn't mean anything. All right. Tony Stark, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose 1. I'm going to take the helmet. As much as I want Nick Fury, but I got to get Tech out. All right. Tony Stark is going to... He's got to recover. He needs to recover. So he's going to recover for 3. Back up to 7. Flip. And let's see. I'm going to put down Uppercut and chase them down for the powered gauntlets. And then we're going to play the powered gauntlets. Exhaust power gauntlets deal 1 damage to an enemy. I'm going to just do 1 damage to the enemy, take out the minion. And then we're going to play chase them down. After a hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from the scheme. It brings that down to 1. And then we're going to play Tigra and Pepper Potts. Actually, I'm going to keep Tigra. I just need Pepper Potts for the Mark V helmet. And exhaust that. Remove 1 threat from the scheme. I'm going to keep Tigra as an ally. She's useful. Hulk will attack for 3. Bringing him down to 19. That, and then we draw. It's a mental resource, and we discard him. So Hulk goes away. And we end the turn. I hope I have enough. We'll see. All right. We already have Tiger. We can draw 3 more cards. Getting Tenacity, War Machine, and the Mark V armor. We need the Mark V armor, but we'll see what happens here. All right. All right. Ultron gets a threat. Ultron attacks. After placing threat here during the villain phase, player must choose to put 2 threat here or put the top card of the deck face down and draw a minion. So, believe it or not, I'm going to put the 2 threat on the scheme because I only have him. I don't have any help. So when Ultron attacks you, put the top card of the deck face down as a drone minion. So till the end of the attack, Ultron gets +1 attack. So 2, 3, plus 2 is 5. Ouch. Which brings him down to 2. The minion attacks. Iron Man will defend. That won't do anything. That keeps it at 2. Keeps it at 2. And now we get the dreaded encounter card. And it is Concussive Blast. Deal 1 damage to each friendly character. So, Iron Man, it was a good thing I defended because if I didn't, I would be out. So we're down to 1. Down to 1 left on him. But he's still there. He is still there. Wow. All right. Okay, so on to Iron Man's turn. Ultron's down to 19. I don't think there's anything I can do with him at the moment. But right now, Iron Man's in trouble. So Iron Man, we're going to do damage to an enemy. She'll take out the minion. Exhaust the helmet. Remove 1 threat from the scheme. And we're going to utilize Tenacity, War Machine, and Tigra to put down the Mark V armor. And that's actually very important because that gives him +6 hit points. So the 1 now goes to a 7. He's not as bad as worse ship as he was before. Flip. And I think I'm going to have to end the turn. I don't think there's more I can do here. I mean, he's going to get cards anyway to look at. And wind up getting 2 encounter cards. So that's going to be it for that. So that ends that turn. We get 1, 2, 3. Encounter card. Yeah, I know that. Well, luckily I had enough to get the Mark V armor, which just gave him a little bit more help. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The good news is we're already on Ultron's second stage. The bad news is I still need to get more tech out. Let's see what we got. Urgency, Arc Reactor, that we need. Repulsor, Avengers Mansion, Rocket Boost, and Pepper Pots. All right. Question is, can we hold out? That's the real question. Now we get 5 cards now. So, all right. So, threat. And we'll put out a drone minion. Ultron schemes for 2. Gets help from the minion for 3. Plus 2 is 5. So now the threat is at 8. And now 2 encounter cards. People did love when Iron Man, when the core set came out, I found it one of the most interesting in that box, building him up. Yeah, a lot of people had a lot of issues with Iron Man early. But as I said, there have been so many new cards that have come out since the core box. I mean, remember, as I said, remember the core box had 5 heroes and 3 villains, okay? And the core box is very limited all right, to what you can play. You can, I mean, I remember I'm also playing. Remember, I'm also playing the starter set for Iron Man. Iron Man uses aggression as his starter. I personally would use justice, which gives him time to deal with the scheme in order to build up. However, there are some good cards in aggression because of the drone minions that can make a difference. All right. But since new cards have come out, all right, Iron Man now can be built up a lot faster and he can be even more powerful right now. Remember, I'm using the starter decks. Just the regular starter decks because I feel they give a good challenge. I could easily put a starter deck together right now from all the cards I have, and I would have, and pretty much Ultron, it never would have gotten out of it would never have gotten out of the first stage, the main scheme. If you want to go, you get a starter deck, you use Justice. You go ahead, you get the surveillance team, and you put that right behind the Crimson Cowl, which turns a 3 into an 8. That makes a big into a 7. That makes a big difference. But in this case, he uses aggression as his starter. Let's have a look at the encounter cards. First one, upgraded drones. That stinks. Each face-down drone minion gets +1 attack and +1 hit point. Second, concussive blast. Deal 1 damage to each friendly character. Concussive blast is from the under attack module. The good news is, since he did not attack, he doesn't get a drone minion. All right. Let's see what we got to do here. What do we do? Well, Tony Stark, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand. Discard the others. Supersonic, Helicarrier, and Combat Training. I'm going to take Supersonic Punch over these. Avengers Mansion, Pepper Potts, and Emergency to put out the arc reactor. The arc reactor is huge. It allows me to exhaust them and use them. So we get that. So Iron Man will recover for 3. It goes back to 9. Flip. Arc reactor. Ready. Iron Man will... I'm going to use Repulsor Blast to put out the rocket boots. Iron Man will thwart for 2. Taking this down to 6. The power gauntlets. Let's see what I want to do here. And also the rocket boots give me another +1 hit point. So now he's up to 10. Rocket boots. Work for 2. Exhaust the helmet. Remove 1 there. I'm not aerial. Unfortunately, I'm not aerial, Trey. And Supersonic Punch is a 2. Power Gauntlets will do 1 point of damage. I'm going to give it to Ultron. That's what I'm going to do. Because 1 point of damage here doesn't help me much. And I think that's going to do it. All right. But now we're at a full. Do you feel like they didn't really get the mechanics right until after? I mean, just online looking at the outside games to take off when Rise of Red Skull came out. Yeah, the mechanics, they're changed. Every hero is completely different. The mechanics are all different from each hero. They truly are. Mechanics are all different for each hero. So, the Rise of Red Skull was a very good expansion. Right now, Mutant Genesis, the X-Men expansion, is selling like crazy. But before that one, the expansion I saw that really went well was Sinister Motives, the Spider-Man, the Web Warrior expansion, Sinister Motives. The Mad Titan Shadow, of course, with Thanos was good. The Guardians of the Galaxy was a good one too. The Galaxy's Most Wanted expansion was a good one. They all were, and you get a lot of extra modules and such like that. All right, so now Iron Man's built up pretty well. Now he just has to survive. So you got him, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we get the full 7, and I have Supersonic Punch. So now he is all built up. I get 6 cards now. Now the question is, can we hold out? All right. Ultron's turn. He gets a threat. I'm going to put a drone minion down. I really don't want to deal with the threat. Ultron attacks for 2. That's enough. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put 2 more threat down. The reason why is because I think I can get him in 2 more turns. So I'm not going to put the drone minion down from that, but I will put the drone minion down for Ultron. So to the end of the attack, Ultron gets +1 attack. So 2, 3, 4 plus 1 is 5. So he goes down to 5. He goes down to 5. Now the minions attack. Iron Man will defend against 1 minion. So it only does 1 damage to 4. I can ready him with the arc reactor. And so now we need the dreaded encounter card. And the dreaded encounter card is, come on, Shadow of the Past. Well, let's see what happens. Shadow of the Past shows up. So again, for the second time, Whiplash shows up. And Imminent Overload is now a side scheme. Again, Shadow of the Past shows up. Second straight game. And we shuffle. The good news about that is he does not attack. It's only a retaliate 1, and that's it. Juan Crespo joins us here at some Marvel Champions. Thank you, sir, for joining us. My mom will get that. All right. But the good news is his turn is over. Now, the question is, can I do 18 points of damage? I do not know. But we're about to find out. So, you know what? I think the answer is yes. So, even though Whiplash came out, we have to do 8. He's got 18 points of damage. Can we do 18 points? The good news is that the minions are not guard or anything like that. Let me do the Imminent Overload. So the Imminent Overload, place additional threat, has 4 threat on it. But I think we can do it. So let's find out. First of all, Iron Man we go to the arc reactor, ready him, and we'll attack for 1, bringing Ultron down to 17. And then we're going to play Genius, which exhausts the rocket boots and spend a mental resource and gain the aerial trait until the end of the phase. We got 2 rocket boots, but we only needed 1. So he gets the aerial trait. Now we do the powered gauntlets, deal 1 damage to an enemy, 2 damage instead if you have the aerial trait. So now he goes down to 15. And now that he's aerial, watch this. So he's aerial. We spend energy for 1 supersonic punch. Deal 4 damage to an enemy, 8 damage instead if you have the aerial trait. So that does 8 damage to Ultron. So he goes from 15 down to 7. And then, believe it or not, I have another supersonic punch. And we'll utilize Haymaker and Tac Team to pull for that. Deal 4 damage to an enemy, 8 damage instead if you have the aerial trait. And he is toast. Pow. Iron Man does 18 points of damage in 1 round. Just like that. And I had Relentless Assault if I needed it against the minions, but it was no need to use that. 18 points of damage, and Iron Man knocks out Ultron. Just like I said, once you build him up, he is pretty tough. Once you build him up, but you got to build him. And Ultron is a dangerous enemy because of the drones. So we didn't win it the first try, but we got it the second try. The cards went with me this time. What really helped this time is we knocked Ultron down to his second stage before we went to stage 2 Ultron. Before what helped us here is we knocked out stage 1 Ultron to stage 2 before we advanced the scheme, and that's what did it right there. If you can knock Ultron down somehow before you do the assault on NORAD, it really should be a must win. But we still was pretty close, but we did pretty good here. So Iron Man knocks out Ultron. Not too bad. Yeah, I just said, I understand Iron Man doesn't get a lot of play because of the building schemes of him, but once you build him up, it could be interesting. It could be interesting. Well, the next Marvel Champions I'm going to do is going to go to the Green Goblin scenario pack. Green Goblin is more of a Spider-Man villain. Green Goblin really is a Spider-Man villain, but I want to play the next one. So I got a choice between She-Hulk or Black Panther. And you got 2 scenarios in the Green Goblin scenario pack. You have Norman Osborn, which is the easier of the 2, and then you have the mutagen formula, which is the harder one. I think I'm going to do Black Panther for Norman Osborn, and I'll do She-Hulk for the mutagen formula, because that's the next scenario pack. As we pretty much leave, we don't leave the core box completely, even because the Green Goblin and the Wrecking Crew are considered part of the first wave. I always tell people, if you're going to play Marvel Champions, and you go to the waves, because right now they have it listed in their waves, and right now, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, they're repackaging the Forgotten Age cycle. I kind of knew they was going to do that. Let's see here. So, the thing about the scenario packs, the Green Goblin scenario pack, which was the first scenario pack to come out, and then they did the Wrecking Crew right after that, and then they have the first wave. So the first wave of Marvel Champions really is the core set, Green Goblin, the Wrecking Crew, and then of course the heroes Captain America, Ms. Marvel, Thor, Black Widow, Doctor Strange, and Hulk. That really was the first wave. That really was the first wave of Marvel Champions, all the way to Hulk for the core box set before they released the Rise of Red Skull. And that would be the second wave. Remember, an expansion box. An expansion box is always the beginning of the next wave when it comes to Marvel Champions. And they got a long way to go yet. They still got to do Fantastic Four. They still got to get enemies like Galactus and Silver Surfer out there too, I'm pretty sure. We may see Rom, the Space Knight. We got to see the Defenders. I know everyone is begging for a Daredevil hero pack. We may see that in a Defenders wave, but a lot of people wanted. I guess X-Men won out over Defenders, but people are begging for, hey, come on, you got Daredevil all over the place in a lot of these pictures, but you don't have a Daredevil hero pack yet. What is up? How come we don't have Daredevil? So, so that's what. Trust me, they got a long way to go. And as I said, right now, Marvel Champions and Arkham Horror, the card game, that's and the Lord of the Rings. Right now, that's pretty much Fantasy Flight's bread and butter. That's right now their bread and butter. So they're constantly. So every time a new hero pack is released, is launched, a new one is introduced. So they already, as I said, they already got. They've already got the X-Men already. We're in wave 6. We're in wave 6, which I think, and wave 6, which is the X-Men, the Mutant Genesis wave, which includes Cyclops, Phoenix, Wolverine, Storm, Gambit, and Rogue. There's going to be a wave 7, which will be another, Another box set, which will probably include Mr. Sinister as a main villain. Maybe Mr. Sinister, and then of course, they'll probably do maybe a galactic one that will probably include the Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, or Defenders. They got so much in the pipeline, I'm pretty sure, and every hero is different. As I said, every hero plays differently. Every hero plays differently. If you were to ask me what my favorite hero is, I gotta agree with Dale, the Casual Gamer, and on his choice. And it's Captain America. Captain America is, in my opinion, the most fun hero to play. I love Captain America. I always did. I always loved the character of Captain America from the days of comics. He was always my favorite Marvel hero. Captain America is my favorite Marvel hero. He is America's greatest soldier. And I'll be using Captain America for the scenario against the Wrecking Crew. But the next scenario is going to be Black Panther versus Norman Osborn from the Green Goblin. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't know if I'll do that. Tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. But that is it. So Iron Man knocks out Ultron. Not too bad here. It took me 2 turns, but we got it done. And I want to thank everybody for joining me. So only Dragon King and Juno Crespo. I said Juan Crespo, my bad. Juno Crespo. Thank you for joining me, guys. And please leave a like on your way out of the movie theater. Subscribe if you've not done so. And make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys next time on RGL Network for a little bit more of Marvel Champions. Coming up next, it will be Black Panther versus Norman Osborn from the Green Goblin scenario pack. See you guys next time.